Hi, my name is Debbie Phillips, and I'm the Director for Elementary Education in Clear Creek ISD. I appreciate this opportunity to welcome your child to our elementary schools. Schools have changed quite a bit since we were last in kindergarten, so let's learn what's ahead. When we were in school, classrooms were designed to promote individual learning. We sat alone in desks in rows, and the classroom centered around the teacher. Everyone learned the same things at the same time, and what we learned centered on basic facts and skills. We learned to rote count and to recite, but didn't necessarily understand what we were saying, and it all ended with a unit test. Today we understand more about how children learn, and we understand that we need to differentiate for our children. We make sure that what our children are learning has meaning for them and that they aren't just reciting without understanding. Classrooms are filled with hands-on opportunities for students to manipulate. You'll also find that the role of the teacher has changed in today's classrooms. Teachers serve as facilitators of learning. They spend less time in front of the class lecturing and more time on the floor and among the children as the children actively work to solve problems. Teachers also spend time getting to know the strengths and weaknesses of each child by assessing them individually as they read, write, and solve math problems. This individualized assessment is then used to plan instruction for your unique child. When we were in school, most of us learned to read with a basal reader. Everyone started on the first page of the basal and read through the entire series of books until they finished. Those children who found reading easy would move quickly through the series, while struggling students worked more slowly through the series. Today we use leveled books that meet our children where they are. Teachers individually assess students through the use of running records to determine reading levels and learning objectives for each child. Books are then selected for the child that fit their current level and need. If a child's reading starts to accelerate, then they are able to jump levels. Our kids are not locked into a predetermined sequence of skills or books. Our children's needs determine what instruction they receive. Writing instruction has also come a long way since we were in school. Writing in the early elementary grades used to be centered around copying a poem or a passage off the board. Today we understand that even very young children have stories to tell, and our children think of themselves as authors. They study the craft of authors that they admire and incorporate these techniques into their own writing during Writer's Workshop. Now let's take a look at math. Today we have made a great shift away from rote worksheets of the past. It used to be common to have children spend their time filling in blanks, counting up answers, or memorizing facts. Your children now spend their math period actively solving real-life problems. Our classrooms are filled with supportive materials such as pattern blocks, Unifix cubes, and other manipulatives that scaffold their learning. Children learn that there is more than one way to solve a problem, and they find the way that makes the most sense to them. So, what can you do now to prepare your child for the first day of school? Read, read, read. When you read to your child, they learn how books work. They learn that we read from left to right and top to bottom. They learn how pages work. Most importantly, they learn that rich storybook vocabulary that supports them as they learn to read on their own. Two books you might want to consider reading to your child before school starts are The Night Before Kindergarten or Wimberly Worried. Both of these books help to calm any before school starts jitters. It's also helpful to be sure your child knows their full name, first and last, as well as their own address and the names of their parents. Now is a time to start establishing those bedtime and morning routines. Practice laying clothes out the night before and having backpacks ready. This makes getting to school that first day a smooth transition. And of course, make sure you help your child develop the self-help skills needed to be independent in school. Make sure they can snap and button their own clothing and open their own juice boxes and yogurt containers. This confidence will go a long way in the cafeteria. We're so excited to have your child with us in Clear Creek ISD. We look forward to launching this important partnership with you. We're honored that you have entrusted us with your child and know that a great learning experience awaits. Thank you.